Who remembers this guy? If you watch Dilur's Ertuğrul, then you definitely do. This is Yiğit, Halime Sultan's brother, a member of the Kai tribe, and according to the show, he dies at the hands of Saadettin Köpek's men. Simple, right? Well, what if I told you he never actually died? No, seriously. This theory starts off a little crazy, but somehow gets even crazier every single minute. By the end of the video, we're going to connect Dilur's Ertuğrul and Kurulus Orhan in a way that makes absolute no sense, yet somehow fits together in the absolute most hilarious way possible. So if you're ready, you might want to sit down, because this is the most unhinged Kurulus Orhan theory you'll ever hear. So, let's start from the beginning. We're told Yiğit dies after being killed by Saadettin Köpek's men, specifically Botch Alp. Everyone accepts it. The characters accepts it. The audience accepts it. Case closed. Or is it? Because what if that wasn't actually the end of Yiğit's story? What if it was only the beginning? Alright guys, let's get right into it. So in Dilur's Ertuğrul, we see Yiğit get slashed across the body with a sword from Botch Alp. He recites the Shahada, dies in Ertuğrul's arms, and everyone believes that's the end of his story. But what if he never actually died? What if that wound wasn't fatal? Now, before you click off and call me crazy, hear me out. Because this isn't the first time a Turkish historical drama has made us think someone was dead, only to bring them back later. For example, take this guy. Ertuğrul defeated Noyan, and everyone watching thought, yep, that's it, he's dead. Then what happened? He came back season 4 like nothing ever happened. Or how about her? Osman appeared to kill Sofia in season 1 and nobody ever expected to see her again. Then somehow she returns in season 6. So what's the lesson? In these shows, unless someone's head is rolling across the ground, you can never be 100% sure they're actually dead. If they're stabbed, maybe they survived. If they're slashed, maybe someone found them. If they fall off a cliff, there's probably a cave at the bottom. So according to the unwritten laws of Turkish historical dramas, if you aren't beheaded, there's always a chance you're still alive. And that's exactly where this theory begins. What if Yiğit survived his injuries after everyone had already accepted the fact that he was gone? Now, this is where this theory goes completely off the rails. According to this theory, Yiğit survives his wounds, but instead of returning to the Kai tribe, he disappears completely. Where did he go? Nobody knows. Maybe he was taken by another tribe. Maybe the Mongols captured him. Maybe the Byzantines imprisoned him for decades. Or maybe he simply lived in seclusion, hiding away in a cave somewhere. The truth is, we have no idea. Years pass, then decades. Ertuğrul dies. Halime Sultan, Yiğit's own sister and last living relative, also passes away. Osman grows up, becomes the bey of the Kai tribe, builds the foundations of a state. An entire lifetime has gone by. Eventually, Yiğit decides it's finally time to go home. After nearly a century away, he begins making his journey back to the Kai tribe. But fate has other plans. On the way, he slips. He hits his head on a rock and loses his memory. Everything is gone. His past, his family, his childhood, his memories of Ertuğrul, his memories of Halime. The only thing he remembers is his name. Yiğit. Not long after, a Kinnick tribe bey named Şahin Shah appears to pass through the area. He finds this injured young man lying unconscious. Feeling pity for him, he takes him back to the tribe and nurses him back to health. When Yiğit finally wakes up, he has no idea where he is, or who he is. Şahin Shah looks at him and says, "My son," not because they're actually related, but as a fatherly expression, as if to say, "You're safe now, I'll look after you." But Yiğit, having lost all his memories, takes these words literally. He believes Şahin Shah is his real father. From that day forward, he calls him father. Years later, Yiğit eventually crosses paths with Osman Bey himself. Neither of them realizes who the other truly is. Before anything can happen, Osman dies. Orhan succeeds him as Bey. And during Orhan's reign, Yiğit meets Osman's daughter, Fatma Hatun. And just like that, he falls in love. Now, before anyone starts typing, wait, shouldn't Yiğit be over 100 years old? Let me stop you right there. This is the Bozdag verse. Age doesn't exist here. Look at this guy. In Kurulus Osman Season 6, Turgut is supposed to be around 110 years old. Does he look 110? Not even close. He looks like he's in his 60s. Now look at Osman. Historically, he should be around 60 years old at this time. On screen, he barely looks 40. And Bala Hatun, she's supposed to be around in her 60s as well. Yet she could easily pass for someone in her 20s. So, if we're using Bozdag logic, literally anything is possible. As for the timeline itself, it actually isn't as impossible as it sounds. Historically, Turgut Gazi is often have said to live around 125 or 130 years. Evrenos Gazi is also believed to have lived an exceptionally long life. Back in Season 1 of Dilurs Ertuğrul, Turgut was probably in his 20s. Yiğit looked to be around 9 or 10 years old. That means Yiğit would be roughly 15 to 20 years younger than Turgut. Turgut should be alive at this time, roughly around 120 to 130 years old. So, if Turgut can still be walking around in the Kurulus Orhan timeline, then technically, Yiğit being alive isn't completely impossible. Ridiculous? Absolutely. Impossible? Not in the Bozdag verse. So let's continue the story. Years pass and Yiğit falls in love with Fatma Hatun. There's just one problem. Fatma doesn't love him back. Instead, she falls for a Byzantine commander, a man known as Flavius. Of course, she has no idea who he really is. She thinks he's a traitor by the name of Akçora. Eventually, the truth comes out. She finds out he's actually a Byzantine commander. Heartbroken and furious, Fatma decides she'll marry Yiğit instead. Then Flavius figures out that he's not actually Byzantine and that he's a Turk. He turns against the Byzantines and joins Orhan's side. Fatma chases after him on her henna night. Yiğit finds out and he gets angry and he chases them and he eventually catches up. But instead of winning, he is completely defeated by Flavius. That defeat changes everything. Yiğit is no longer just heartbroken. He is consumed by revenge. He hates Flavius. He hates Orhan for protecting him, and he even begins to hate Fatma for choosing someone else. His anger grows until it boils over. He and his entire family rebel against Orhan Bey. Naturally, the engagement is called off. From this point on, there is no turning back. Eventually, Yiğit and Flavius face each other one more time, a duel. Surrounded by flames, it's the perfect setting for an epic finale. The fight reaches its climax. Flavius lands a powerful kick, sending Yiğit straight to the fire. The flames completely engulf him. Flavius barely escapes himself. Surely, this has to be the end, right? Wrong. Somehow, Yiğit survives. Again. At this point, death has officially given up trying. After escaping, Yiğit's desire for revenge becomes even stronger. He goes on to kill one of Osman's closest Alps, Boran Bey. Then he captures both Fatma and Flavius. He becomes terrifyingly close to finally getting his revenge, but before he can finish them, Orhan arrives. A final battle begins. Orhan and Flavius corner Yiğit together. This time, there is nowhere left to run. After surviving impossible injuries, after surviving decades in hiding, after surviving memory loss, after surviving being burnt alive, Orhan finally strikes the fatal blow. Yiğit falls, and this time, he is really dead. Or is he? Think about it. This is the same man who supposedly died at the hands of the Templars in Dilurs Ertuğrul Season 1. The same man who survived everything that happened during the Mongol era. The same man who supposedly died to Botch Alp. The same man who somehow lived through an entire century without anyone seeing him. The same man who survived losing his memory. The same man who survived being thrown into a raging fire. How many times has this guy cheated death already? Who's to say he didn't do it one more time? Maybe. Somewhere. Yeet is still out there. Waiting for Kurulus Orhan Season 2. Okay, maybe not that far, but that's the theory. What do you guys think? Did Yeet somehow survive all of this, or have I officially lost my mind? Let me know down in the comments, and if you've got an even crazier Dilers Ertuğrul or Kurulus Orhan or Kurulus Osman theory, I want to hear it. Until next time.